The news of the attack on the child and the growing threat of the Varkon spread quickly throughout the human worlds. Fear and anger grew in every colony, every city, and every spaceship. People wanted answers and protection. The leaders of the human government knew they had to act fast. After many long discussions, they made a powerful and clear decision. They would declare galactic vengeance. The attack on one human child was not just a crime, it was a declaration of war against all humanity. The announcement came from the highest councils on Earth and other major human colonies. It was broadcast to every corner of human space. The words were strong and simple. We will protect our own. We will seek justice. We will fight back. These words gave hope to many, but also warned the enemies that humans were ready to fight. Across the galaxy, factories began working harder than ever. Spaceships were built with speed and skill. Weapons were made more powerful. The humans were preparing for a war they hoped to avoid but were ready to win. The human fleets gathered in space near Earth, shining bright against the dark stars. Ships of many sizes, from small fighters to giant battleships, waited for orders. The best pilots trained day and night, ready to face the enemy. The soldiers on board prepared their armor and weapons. Everyone knew the fight ahead would be dangerous and hard. But they also knew what was at stake: the safety of their homes, their families, and their future. While the fleets prepared, the human child Liam's condition stayed fragile. His small body was healing slowly, but his spirit was strong. The doctors said he was a symbol of hope for all humans. His courage inspired many who heard his story. People prayed for his recovery, knowing his survival was a light in the dark times ahead. As the fleets waited, allies from other species began to join the humans. Many planets had heard about the attack and felt sympathy. Some wanted peace, but most knew that if the Varkons were not stopped, no one would be safe. These allies sent their own ships and soldiers to stand with humans. Together they formed a strong force, a united front against the threat. The galaxy had never seen such an alliance before. The leaders held many meetings on the ships and space stations. They planned strategies, shared information, and worked on new ways to fight. The human commanders studied the Varkon technology captured by scouts. They wanted to find any weakness to use in battle. Each day brought new hope and new challenges. The day finally came when the human fleet left Earth's orbit. The ships moved like a shining river through space, heading toward the distant Varkon territories. The people on board felt a mix of fear and determination. This was the moment to protect their homes and get justice for the attack on the child. The quiet peace of the past was gone. Now they were ready to face the unknown dangers ahead. As the fleet traveled, messages from home reminded the soldiers what they were fighting for: family, safety, and the future of humanity. The stories of Liam and the peaceful colony kept their spirits high. No one wanted war, but they would fight if it meant protecting their own. The journey was long and full of tension. Every day the fleet moved closer to the Varkons. Every day the soldiers trained harder and prepared for the battles to come. The galaxy watched silently, waiting to see what would happen next. In the darkness of space, the question still remained: who would dare attack a human child? Now, humans had their answer, and they were ready to make the Varkons pay. The story of vengeance had begun, and no one knew how far it would go. But one thing was sure: the humans would not back down. They would fight to the last star to protect their own. The human fleet moved steadily through the cold darkness of space. The stars shone like distant eyes, watching silently as the great ship sailed toward the heart of Varkon territory. The soldiers on board were tense but ready. Their training had prepared them for this moment. They knew the first battle would be the hardest, an important test of their strength and courage. As the fleet approached an asteroid belt near the Varkon border, sensors picked up dozens of enemy ships waiting and hiding. The Varkons had been expecting them. The humans braced for battle. Orders were given quickly, and the ships spread out to avoid becoming easy targets. The space around the asteroid belt became a battlefield, dark, dangerous, and full of sudden explosions. The first shots were fired by the Varkons, sharp blasts of energy cutting through the silence. The humans answered with their own weapons, lasers and missiles flashing brightly against the black sky. The clash was loud and violent, shaking the metal hulls of the ships. Fighters from both sides darted between giant rocks and debris, trying to gain an advantage. Pilots shouted over radios, coordinating attacks and defending their comrades. Despite the surprise, the humans fought with skill and bravery. They used smart tactics to outmaneuver the Varkons and protect their bigger ships. Many brave pilots risked their lives to save others. Explosions lit the dark space as ships were damaged or destroyed. It was clear the Varkons were fierce enemies, well-trained and determined. But the humans would not give up. Every fighter and soldier knew they were fighting not just for victory, but for the safety of their homes, and for Liam, the child who had suffered so much. The battle lasted for hours. Both sides took heavy losses. The humans were shocked by the power of the Varkon technology, but they used their own weapons wisely. New strategies developed by human commanders began to turn the fight. The Varkon ships were pushed back, retreating toward their hidden bases. The humans won the battle, but the cost was high. Many ships were damaged and many brave soldiers were lost. Throughout the battle, messages from the front lines reminded everyone of the stakes. Pilots spoke of the child who had been attacked and how their fight was for him and all human children. This story spread quickly through the fleet, giving hope and courage to the fighters. The name Liam was on everyone's lips, a symbol of the human spirit. Even as the victory brought cheers, there was a quiet fear among the commanders. The battle was only the beginning. The Varkons were strong and would return. The humans knew that the war ahead would be long and hard. The scars of this first fight would not soon heal, but for now they held their ground. The fleet gathered again after the battle, repairing ships and caring for the wounded. Soldiers remembered their fallen friends and promised to keep fighting. The galaxy watched the human fleet's bravery and strength. The question still lingered. Who would dare attack a human child? Now the answer was clear. Humans would stand together, fight together, and never back down. The war for survival had truly begun. After the fierce battle near the asteroid belt, the humans captured one of the Varkon soldiers during a daring raid. The prisoner was taken aboard a human ship, guarded closely and questioned carefully. The humans wanted to understand their enemy better, to know why the Varkons hated them so much. The captured Varkon was different from what the humans expected. He was proud but tired, and he spoke slowly, as if carrying a heavy burden. Through careful talks, the humans learned a dark secret. The Varkons held a deep grudge against humanity, one that stretched back hundreds of years. Long ago, humans had unknowingly destroyed the Varkons' home planet during a great war with another species. The Varkons' ancestors had lived peacefully on their world, but in the chaos of battle it was lost. The Varkons blamed humans for their suffering and destruction, even though the humans had not meant to cause it. This history shocked many humans. They had no idea their past actions had caused such pain. Some felt guilt and sorrow, while others were angry at the Varkons for attacking innocent colonies now. The truth was difficult for both sides. The humans wanted peace, but the Varkons' hatred ran deep. The captured soldier said that for his people, the attack on the child was a warning, a message that the Varkons would not forget or forgive. Back on the human side, leaders debated what to do next. Could there be peace after such pain and loss, or was war the only answer? The answer was not simple. Some believed that understanding the Varkons' past might help find a way to stop the fighting. Others thought the Varkons were too dangerous to trust. The fear of more attacks grew stronger, especially after a sudden surprise assault on another human colony. The new attack shocked everyone. It was faster and more violent than before. The Varkons struck without warning, destroying homes and endangering many lives. This brutal action showed that the war was far from over. The humans knew they had to protect their people no matter the cost. The colonies increased their defenses, and the soldiers prepared for more battles ahead. Scientists and engineers worked day and night, studying the strange alien technology captured from the Varkons. They hoped to find weaknesses or new ways to defend against attacks. The more they learned, the more they realized the Varkans were clever and dangerous enemies. Their weapons and ships were advanced, and their tactics were ruthless. Despite the growing danger, hope remained. The story of the human child who survived the first attack spread throughout the galaxy. Liam's bravery became a symbol of strength and courage for everyone fighting in the war. His recovery gave humans a reason to believe that even in the darkest times, hope could shine through. The humans prepared for a long fight. The secrets of the Varkans made the battle more personal and difficult. The question still hung in the air. Could two sides with such pain and hatred ever find peace? For now, the war raged on, and the humans stood ready to defend their homes and their future, no matter what the cost. The war between humans and the Varkans grew fiercer with each passing day. Battles erupted on many planets and in the vastness of space. The human fleets fought bravely, but the Varkans struck hard and without mercy. The galaxy felt the pain of the conflict, and hope seemed to flicker like a small candle in a dark room. Despite the danger, the humans never forgot why they fought. Every soldier, pilot, and citizen carried the story of Liam, the child who had been attacked. His survival became a symbol of their strength and determination. Messages of courage and unity spread through the human colonies, reminding everyone that they were fighting not just for land or power, but for their families, their children, and their future. As the war continued, the humans made new allies. Some planets that had stayed neutral before now joined the fight to stop the Varkans. These new allies brought fresh ships, soldiers, and technology. Together, they formed a larger and stronger force. The humans learned to work closely with their new friends, sharing strategies and resources. The alliance gave hope that peace might one day return to the galaxy. But the Varkans were not finished. They launched a surprise attack on a heavily populated human colony called New Hope. The attack was sudden and fierce, catching the colony off guard. Buildings burned, people ran for safety, and soldiers fought desperately to protect their home. The battle was one of the deadliest so far in the war. Many lives were lost and the pain was deep. However, the attack on New Hope also showed the courage of the humans and their allies. They fought back harder than ever, refusing to give up. The Varkans were pushed back and the colony was saved, but the cost was high. The people of New Hope began to rebuild, and their spirit inspired others across the galaxy. They refused to be broken by fear. In the midst of the war, the humans made a surprising discovery. Deep inside a hidden Varkan base, scientists found strange technology unlike anything seen before. It had the power to control minds and change thoughts. The discovery was worrying because it meant the Varkans could try to turn humans against each other. The human leaders realized they had to act quickly to stop this dangerous weapon from being used. The race to find and destroy the mind-control device became a new mission for the human fleet. Pilots and soldiers prepared for a secret and dangerous operation inside enemy territory. The mission was risky, but failure could mean disaster for all humans and their allies. As the war raged on, Liam continued to recover. His strength grew, and he became a symbol of hope not only for humans but for all who wanted peace. The story of the attacked child who survived inspired many to believe that no matter how dark the times, light could still shine through. The question still echoed in the galaxy: who would dare attack a human child? The answer was clear: the Varkans did. But the humans were ready. They would fight for justice, for peace, and for the future of all who called the stars their home. The war was far from over, but the courage of humanity burned brighter than ever before. The secret mission to find and destroy the Varkan mind control device was ready to begin. The human fleet gathered near a dark, dangerous star system where the Varkans had hidden their secret base. The area was filled with deadly asteroid fields and thick clouds of cosmic dust. It was the perfect place for the Varkans to hide, but the humans had no choice. They had to risk everything to stop the weapon. A small team of the best pilots and soldiers was chosen for this mission. They were called the Shadow Squad. Their task was to sneak into the enemy base, find the mind control device, and destroy it before the Varkans could use it. The team was nervous but determined. Each member knew the risks, but also understood the importance of their mission. They carried the hopes of all humanity and their allies with them. As the Shadow Squad moved closer to the base, their ships flew silently through the asteroid field. They avoided enemy patrols and used advanced technology to hide their presence. The tension was high. Every moment could be the last. Inside the base, the Varkons were preparing for something big. They believed their weapon would help them win the war once and for all. The humans landed on the base and began moving through dark corridors filled with strange machines and alien symbols. The air was cold and heavy. The soldiers stayed alert, ready for any attack. Suddenly, alarms blared, and the Varkons discovered their presence. The base shook as battles erupted in tight hallways and control rooms. The Shadow Squad fought with courage and skill. They faced many dangers, including traps and fierce Varkon warriors. Slowly but surely, they reached the room holding the mind control device. It was a large, glowing machine with wires and lights, flashing rapidly. The soldiers worked quickly to plant explosives that would destroy the device forever. Just as they were about to leave, the base started to collapse. The explosion set off a chain reaction. The Shadow Squad raced through falling debris and fires. Their ships waited, engines ready. One by one, the team escaped the crumbling base just before it was destroyed. The mission was a success. The destruction of the mind control device was a turning point in the war. The humans and their allies gained new confidence. The Varkons lost a powerful weapon, and their attacks became less dangerous. The war was still hard, but the hope of victory grew stronger. Meanwhile, Liam continued to recover. His story reached every corner of the galaxy, reminding everyone why the fight mattered. The little boy who survived the first attack was now a symbol of hope, courage, and the power of unity. His bravery inspired not only humans but also their allies to stand together. The question still echoed: who would dare attack a human child? The answer was clear, and the humans had given their answer too. They would protect their own, fight for justice, and never back down. The war was not over, but the light of hope burned brighter than ever before. The story of vengeance had turned into a story of strength and unity, and the galaxy watched closely as humanity prepared for the battles yet to come. The war had stretched across the galaxy for many months. Both sides had suffered great losses, but the humans and their allies never gave up. The courage and unity shown by everyone fighting had changed the course of the battle. Now, the final stage was near, a decisive confrontation that could end the war once and for all. The human fleet gathered near the Varkon homeworld, a dark and mysterious planet filled with danger. The leaders of the human alliance knew this battle would be the hardest yet. It was more than just a fight, it was a test of will, courage, and hope. The goal was clear: to stop the Varkons and bring peace back to the galaxy. As the fleets prepared, messages of hope and courage spread throughout the ships. Liam, the child who had been attacked at the beginning of the war, was now well and strong. His story had become the heart of the human spirit, inspiring everyone to fight for a future free from fear. Soldiers remembered his bravery as they prepared for the battle ahead. The battle began with a roar. Ships clashed in the darkness of space, lasers and explosions lighting up the stars. The humans fought with all their strength and skill, using everything they had learned during the war. Their allies stood by their side, sharing weapons, knowledge, and hope. Inside the Varkon homeworld, ground battles raged. Human and allied soldiers faced fierce resistance, but their determination never wavered. Every step forward was a victory, every small success a promise of peace. The Varkons fought hard, but they were tired and losing hope. In the final moments of the battle, human leaders sent a message to the Varkon people. It was a message of peace and forgiveness despite the pain and loss. They offered a chance to end the fighting and start a new chapter. The message reached the hearts of some Varkons who were tired of war and wanted peace too. Slowly, the fighting began to fade. The Varkons lowered their weapons and a fragile peace took hold. The humans and their allies had won, not just by strength but by hope and unity. The attack on the human child had sparked a war, but it also created a new beginning. Liam stood with leaders from many planets as they signed the peace treaty. His story was a reminder that even the smallest voices could change the galaxy. The humans had shown that no matter how dark the night, hope could shine bright and lead the way. The question that had once haunted the galaxy, who would dare attack a human child, was now answered. The humans had dared to fight back, to protect what was dear, and to build a future where children like Liam could play in peace. The stars seemed to shine a little brighter that day. The war was over, but the story of courage, vengeance, and hope would be told for generations. Humanity had faced the darkness and emerged stronger, united and ready for whatever challenges lay ahead.